Hello, I am Aiden, and this is my English journey. In the beginning, I didn't understand any English. When people spoke, their words sounded unfamiliar. I felt lost and unsure, but now I can speak fluently. I talk with my classmates, read books, and even write full paragraphs. It was not easy, but I made it through. Let me take you back to how it all started. The first time I heard English was on the radio. The announcer spoke in a way that felt so different from my native language. I heard laughter, excitement, and emotion, but I couldn't understand a word. I wanted to be a part of that world, to join in and understand. At school, English was a required subject. The teacher wrote words on the board and pronounced them carefully. To me, they were just random sounds. My classmates caught on quickly. They answered questions, repeated phrases, and even formed sentences. I, on the other hand, stayed silent, hoping the teacher wouldn't call on me. I feared making mistakes. What if I said something wrong? What if my classmates laughed? One day, I decided I wanted to change. I wanted to understand the conversations around me, sing along to songs, and do well in class. I knew it would take time, but I was determined to try. I spoke to my parents about it. They supported me completely and said learning English would open many opportunities. Their encouragement gave me confidence. I started small, learning the alphabet first. A, B, C, D. I wrote each letter carefully, though my handwriting was shaky at first. Some letters were too large, others too small, but I kept practicing. After a while, my writing became neater and I felt proud. Then I moved on to simple words: dog, sun, chair, water. I made flashcards, adding pictures to help me remember. I carried them everywhere, flipping through them whenever I had a free moment. Slowly, the words started making sense. I could see a dog and say, dog. I could drink water and say, water. It felt exciting to recognize words. Daily practice became my habit. Some days I felt lazy. Some days I wanted to do something else. But I reminded myself of my goal. I kept practicing, even when I didn't feel like it. I learned short phrases. My name is Aiden. This is my book. These small sentences meant a lot. They were my first real steps into English. Speaking was the hardest part. I practiced with my friends, who kindly corrected my mistakes and cheered me on when I got it right. At first, I felt embarrassed, but over time, I realized mistakes weren't bad. Each one helped me improve. Gradually, I became more comfortable speaking out loud. I started reading children's books, which had simple words and pictures to guide me. I read out loud, repeating difficult words until they sounded natural. Listening was just as important. I listened to songs in English, trying to catch familiar words. I watched cartoons, which helped me understand common phrases. The more I listened, the easier it became to recognize words in conversations. Writing was another challenge. I started by writing simple sentences like, I like soccer, and the sky is blue. I kept a small notebook and wrote in it daily. My spelling wasn't perfect, but I used a dictionary to check words. Each day I improved a little more. I joined an English club at school. Every week we had discussions, played word games, and practiced speaking. The club was fun, and I met others who were also learning English. We helped each other, sharing tips and practicing together. I even found a language partner online. We spoke over video calls. He wanted to learn my language, and I wanted to learn English. We took turns speaking, helping each other with pronunciation and grammar. Learning English changed my life. It opened new doors. I could now chat with more people, understand more things, and feel more confident. Looking back, I'm proud of how far I've come. Now I want to help others. I hope my story inspires you. If you're learning English, don't give up. Start small, practice daily, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Ask for help when needed and keep going, even when it's hard. As my English skills improved, new opportunities started appearing before me. I could finally understand conversations without feeling lost. I could read science, books, and even text messages in English. It was a thrilling feeling, but my journey was far from over. One day, my teacher announced an English speech contest. She encouraged all students to participate. At first, I hesitated. I thought of standing in front of an audience made me nervous. What if I forgot my words? What if I mispronounced something? But deep inside, I wanted to challenge myself. I had decided to enter the contest. My topic was the importance of learning languages. I spent hours writing my speech, carefully choosing my words. I practiced in front of the mirror, adjusting my tone and expressions. My parents and friends helped by listening to me rehearse. Their support gave me confidence. On the day of the contest, my heart pounded as I stepped onto the stage. I took a deep breath and began speaking. At first, my voice trembled, but as I continued, I felt more confident. I saw my teacher nodding in encouragement and my classmates smiling at me. When I finished, the audience clapped loudly. I didn't win first place, but I won something even more valuable: self-belief. After that contest, I became more active in English-related activities. I joined a drama club and participated in English plays. Performing in front of people became easier, and I enjoyed every moment of it. I also started reading novels, which helped me expand my vocabulary. One of the most exciting moments of my journey was when I helped a tourist. One afternoon, I was at a park when a traveler approached me. He looked lost and asked for directions in English. Without hesitation, I responded and guided him to his destination. His grateful smile made me realize how valuable my English skills had become. As I continued practicing, I dreamt of visiting an English-speaking country one day. I wanted to experience the culture and test my language skills in real-life situations. That dream motivated me to keep learning and improving. Now, I am no longer afraid to speak English. I can communicate with confidence and express myself freely. My journey has taught me an important lesson. Learning a language is not just about words and grammar. It is about opening doors to new experiences, friendships, and opportunities. If you are learning English, remember this: mistakes are part of the process. Keep practicing, stay patient, and believe in yourself. One day, you will look back and see how far you've come. This is my story, and it is just the beginning. What will yours be? My journey beyond the basics. Winning the speech contest may not have happened, but that event changed me in ways I never imagined. My confidence grew, and I no longer hesitated to express myself. I started pushing my boundaries even further. One day, my teacher gave us an assignment: write a letter to our future selves in English. At first, it felt strange. What would I say to the person I would become in 5 years? But as I started writing, I poured my heart out. I wrote about my fears, my struggles, and my dreams. I hope that when you read this, you are speaking English fluently, I wrote. I hope you have traveled, met new people, and used English to explore the world. Sealing that letter, I felt a surge of motivation. It was as if I had made a promise to myself, and I wasn't going to break it. Overcoming more challenges. Learning English wasn't always easy. There were times I felt stuck. I remember one evening when I was trying to watch an English movie without subtitles. The actors spoke so fast that I barely understood anything. Frustrated, I almost gave up. But instead of quitting, I changed my approach. I started watching with subtitles first, then without. I listened to English podcasts, even if I only understood half of what was being said. I spoke in English with my classmates, even when we made mistakes. I also started keeping a journal where I wrote in English every day. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. Slowly, I noticed improvement. Words that once felt foreign started becoming familiar. I would express my thoughts without pausing to translate in my head. An unexpected friendship. One of the best parts of learning English was the friendships it brought into my life. One day, our school hosted an exchange program, and a group of students from the UK visited. Among them was Emily, a girl who loved books as much as I did. At first, our conversations were awkward. I worried about making mistakes, and she struggled to understand my accent. But we kept talking, laughing at our mistakes, and learning from each other. Emily introduced me to classic English literature, and I taught her words from my native language. We became close friends, and before she left, she wrote me a letter saying, "Never stop learning. You have an amazing voice, and the world deserves to hear it." That letter stayed with me, a reminder that language is more than just communication. It's connection, the dream that came true. Years passed, and I never stopped learning. One day, an opportunity came that felt like destiny. I was selected for a student exchange program in the United States. The dream I had written in my letter to myself was coming true. Stepping off the plane, I felt both excited and fear. Would I be able to understand people? Would they understand me? But as I walked through the airport, I remembered all the lessons, all the practice, and all the moments that had brought me here. I took a deep breath and approached an airport official. "Excuse me, could you tell me where to find the baggage claim?" The man smiled and pointed me in the right direction. I thanked him, realizing that I had done it. I was using English in the real world. During my time abroad, I met people from different backgrounds, shared stories, and experienced a culture I had only read about. I visited bookstores, attended lectures, and even gave a speech at a local event. For the first time, I truly understood the power of language. It wasn't just about words, it was about bridging gaps, understanding different perspectives, and finding a place in the world. Looking back and moving forward. Today, as I reflect on my journey, I see how far I've come. From struggling with simple words to having conversations with native speakers. from fearing mistakes to embracing them. Every step has been worth it. And yet, my journey is not over. Language learning is a lifelong process. I continue to read, write, and challenge myself daily. I help others who are on the same path, encouraging them just as my teacher and friends encouraged me. If you are learning English or any language, remember this. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Keep practicing, no matter how slow the progress seems. Find joy in learning through books, music, movies, and conversations. Surround yourself with people who support and inspire you. You never know where your journey might take you. One day, you might find yourself on a stage in a foreign country or helping a stranger, just like I did. This is my story, but your story is waiting to be written. Where will yours be?